Hi there, and welcome back to the Life After Losses video blog. Last night we were supposed to change our clocks back to daylight savings time, at least in most of the United States, and yeah, that usually signals the start of spring to me. The seasonal change came to mind this week for entry 167, The Cycles of Life. Now, March reminds me of a few things: my mom's birthday, my daughter's birthday, the day we got the puppy that's now 9 years old, and the change from winter to spring. Now, technically, spring does starts every March 21st, whether the rodent in Pennsylvania sees his shadow or not. Though the transition isn't always smooth here in New England. My camera gallery is literally full of pictures of snow in March, and I guess that most others there's some new growth from spring. And as I'm doing this, I'm hearing birds singing outside, and I feel like the earth is about to bloom. And then it strikes me, everything is cyclical. And if we pay attention to the world around us and our lives, we see that happening almost predictably, like a change of seasons. My friend Scott Smith talks about the 9 year life cycle, which he learned from his friend Lewis Gates, sometimes on his podcast, The Daily Boost. And I've provided a link below because you might want to listen to that. And I've listened to Scott's podcast since I got my first iPod when podcasting was brand new. But anyway, I'm digressing. The cyclical nature of life guarantees one thing: change is constant, and there are certain things that we can depend on. We can depend on the sun rising in the east, setting in the west. We can depend on winters being cold and summers being hot. We can depend on the fact that we'll have good days and bad days. We'll have good luck and bad luck, and we'll have the yin, but we'll have to also have the yang. The cyclical nature of life presents balance, order, and structure, but our lives are messy and unordered. And how do we bring this balance into our lives when one minute we're up and the next we're down? Finding balances where ebbing and flowing through life cycles requires us to actually embrace the messiness and understand that our lives, much like the seasons, are constantly changing. We find balance in accepting change and knowing that our personal seasons will shift just as the world does. Just as winter inevitably gives way to spring, thank goodness I am not a snow person. Our challenges and our hardships will also transform, leading us toward renewal and growth, which is where my current journey is. And as we waltz to the cycles of life, it's crucial to remember that balance doesn't mean it's static existence. It's a dynamic state of adapting and flowing with the changes, just like dancers on a dance floor. Practicing things that ground us, whether mindfulness, connecting with nature, or finding joy in those small moments, can help us navigate the transitions more gracefully. And you use grounding techniques as anchors to keep us centered when the world feels like it's in turmoil. Finding balance means being kind to ourselves during the winters of our lives, allowing ourselves to rest and replenish just as the earth under the snow. It's perfectly normal to have a winter wasted in your bed, covers thrown over your head. Those are lyrics paraphrased, but from a song called Dawn of a New Day by my friend Levi Christ. And I'm linking to his video as well. And it's also about celebrating and savoring the springs and summers, recognizing and appreciating the moments of joy and growth when they come. By turning into the rhythms of our lives and the natural world, we can learn to navigate changes with a sense of peace and acceptance. As we stand at that crossroads, unsure of which direction to go, back to the decisions from last week, we must remember that every path is part of a cycle, whether it's leading us through the seasons of life. Deciding about isn't about choosing a right or a wrong path, but the one that aligns with our current season needs and growth. Trusting in the journey and the cyclical nature of our existence allows us to move forward confidently, knowing that each step, each season, each everything brings its own lessons and opportunities for balance. So here's the thing: the cycles of life remind us that balance is not only a destination, but a way of traveling. It's about embracing change, finding joy in the journey in every nook and cranny you can find, and trusting that we have the resilience and strength to begin again, just like the daffodils pushing through the soil at the end of the winter, to find harmony within the chaos and to create a life that reflects the beautiful, ever changing landscape of existence. Until next time.